Alright guys, welcome back. Today we'll be going over the new cookie Royal Margarine for the Dragon Comp. This video will be a little more in-depth here and so it might be a little longer here, but I'll try to explain everything I can in a 10-minute video or less. So let's get right into it. Also guys, I do apologize if I mix up my words. I do have a habit of doing that, so I apologize in advance. Alright, this comp will require Milky Way, sherbet, margarine, eclair, and prune juice here. As for toppings, I have pretty high cooldown. I think it's a little bit overkill, but you guys don't need as much cooldown. I'd say the standard would be 24.3% cooldown, around that range, and about 9.5 plus attack speed with about 10% plus damage resist. You guys might need higher attack speed and cooldown depending on how perfect you can time Milky Way at the 46-second mark. So if you do tap it at 46 and at the end you can't pop Milky Way skill before a meteor hits, aka the stun, you might need more cooldown and more attack speed. And keep in mind that your Milky Way needs sufficient damage resist for its skill to go all the way through. She can't just die midway through her skill, or else the whole defense debuff won't take in effect fully. If you can't get Milky Way skill off in the end, you'll probably lose like 50 million damage. So it's very, very important to get Milky Way skill off before the stun. So have as much attack speed and cooldown as you need. But 10% attack speed roughly and 24.3% cooldown is what works for me. I just have a little bit cooldown for overkill just for testing purposes, but yeah. For margarine, there's a couple builds. I've seen people use the 10% cooldown build, the full raspberry. I've seen full 24% cooldown, and I also seen an 18% cooldown. Personally, after doing a lot of tests, I think the 18% cooldown works best for me. It might work differently for others. If you decide to use this 18% cooldown build, make sure you focus heavily into attack and crit. Damage resist isn't really needed unless you have high ascensions and you want margarine to live till the very end. Otherwise, just focus on attack, crit with 18 to 19% cooldown. Sherbet, just your standard, as high damage as possible with 0 crit, 0 attack, 0 attack speed. I just have a little bit attack just for min-maxing, but just as much damage just as you can. Prune juice, 23.8% cooldown with a bunch of attack and crit. I found that you can have minimum 23.3% cooldown, no less than that. So you guys can tweak around with try and get as much attack and crit as possible with sacrificing some cooldown all the way down to 23.3%. Eclair, just the standard, as much damage as possible, no attack, no crit, no attack speed if possible, but the 4 to 5% cooldown is best. Now, with this comp, if you guys do run Eclair, it might be a little more unstable. Of course, Eclair will give you the most damage, but with Eclair Margarine, things will get dicey. Sherbet will definitely take more damage than usual with Margarine and Eclair, and it's a whole mess. So if you guys can't afford to use Eclair, I will use Affogato. Even though Affogato does give you less damage, there are multiple benefits. With Affogato instead of Eclair, it's a bit more stable. And I told you what I was going to say. I think with Affogato, Sherbet can survive better because if you run Eclair, Sherbet takes way more damage. And also the issue... Okay, I now remember. My bad. Affogato. With Affogato, you can pop Milky at 47 instead of having to wait for 46. Because with Milky saving for 46, it lets Eclair survive longer and a higher chance of casting its fourth cast, because if you do pop Milky right away at 47, Eclair takes a ton of damage and won't live till fourth cast, not even maybe the third cast. So with Affogato, you can spam Milky Way, therefore Milky Way can spam its skill before the meteor with lower attack speed and cooldown. So if you do have trouble getting Milky off the the final skill at the end, I would recommend using Affogato. Otherwise, Eclair is the best option. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Of course, treasures, Pincushion, Scroll, and Jelly Watch. Alright. With this, you just spam everyone by Milky to 57 as usual. Try to time it perfectly. I probably popped that too early. Then spam everyone. Okay, at this part, you want to spam Eclair, but hold Milky and Margarine till 46. If you do tap Margarine at 47 when its skill is up, Eclair will take a little bit more damage. So I would recommend avoiding that, all that unnecessary damage. So save Margarine until Milky is able to use her skill at 46. So spam, and then at 46, spam both of them. Here we go. Sherbet is on life support. And Margarine. So I do not think Eclair can live till 4th cast. I think he took a crit there. I'm not sure. Or him. We'll have to see. Eclair did die. That's fine, I guess. Just letting you guys know that Eclair won't be able to live till 4th cast 100% of the time because there's always that crit chance. So there might be some RNG in your run. So this strat gives Eclair the highest chance of living till 4th cast, but not 100%. So here's a little trick I do here as I spam Margarine and Prune Juice, and once I use their skill, I would auto Milky for avoiding human error mistakes. So we got Margarine, Prune, and we auto. We got it off before the stun. I'm not sure Margarine will live till the end. She doesn't. Let's see how much damage you do. So even with 3rd cast Eclair, I can do about 350 million here, which is not bad. With 4th class Eclair, I do about 20 million more damage, so it's about 370. Not too much of a difference. Here are the stats here. Of course, Margarine can hit up to 40 to 50 million if you have higher ascensions and labs, relics, etc. This is about the average I do. So you guys saw that my Sherbet, they take a lot of damage. Only thing that can help is having more damage resist. And if you can't add more damage resist and Sherbet is dying pretty early, I would just swap out Eclair for Affogato for more stability. With Affogato instead of Eclair, Sherbet can live better, and Milky Way has a better chance of casting its final cast at the end because you're not delaying it by 1 second. So you have the extra 1 second to pop Milky before the meteorite. With Affogato build, it's about 23% cooldown. I think it's 23 or 22% and as much damage as possible. I think it's right here. I'm not sure if I have the cooldown build. I don't, but Affogato runs 23% cooldown. I'll say 23% cooldown and as much damage as possible. 20% is the record amount, so Affogato can survive all the way till the very end. So that's 23% cooldown and 20% damage resist if you do decide to run Affogato for more stability and consistency. So yeah, that's it, guys, for this guide. If you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to help you guys out. But yeah, that is the video. Peace out.